Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Ipswich Town rebuild. As you can see, we've started off season 4 in the Premier League really well, starting with 3 wins in our first sets of games. As you can see, massive result against Liverpool 5-2, beating Brighton 2-1, and Wolves also 2-1. We lost 1-0 away from home against Arsenal. And as you can see, 9 points on the board overall, which is looking absolutely fantastic. Delap is really in form. So that tells you Delap obviously stays in if you watch the last episode. It's been a very, very busy transfer window, to say the least. Before I spoil any spoilers for you right now, if you haven't already watched previous episodes, please be sure to check them out. I'll leave a link to the playlist down below in the description where you can watch from episode 1 to 4 right now on the YouTube channel. So yes, if you haven't already, go check them out as you don't want the spoilers to hit right this minute. So, jumping in with the transfers, as you can see, we spent a lot of money. We spent £180 million. But first we'll start with the outs. So Perez, who we brought in last season, he's went out of West Ham, 27 million. I just want a bit more of an upgrade there. Ben Johnson's went to Saudi Arabia. We've eventually sold Sammy. He is also away to Saudi Arabia as well. Calvin Phillips went out this year. Didn't really have a good season last season. He's went Al Shabab. Hojberg we've also managed to sell on as well to Saudi Arabia. Tobias, who hasn't really developed, he's went to the Serie A, playing really well there since he left. Basic, he's went to Malaga after he didn't really feature much. Same with O'Shea. Same with Ali as well. He's eventually got his permanent move away from us after being on loan multiple seasons. Muric as well has went to Barcelona for £2.2 million after his loan spell. And obviously we've got a few more little bits and bobs in there that we've managed to sell on as well. Obviously the couple of loan deals that have went out and some free transfers. But let's start with the ins. So we've brought in Micah, a new centre back upgrade from Las Palmas. £40 million we've spent on him. As you can see, the stats don't lie. He's been a fantastic centre back when he's been at Las Palmas in a very strong Spanish league as well. So he's playing against the likes of Real Madrid and stuff. Stats wise, he looks incredible. CDM improvements. We've went for Luisia from Benfica, £37 million. A lot of money we've paid for him. And as you can see, he's played fantastic in Portugal and he started off really well for us in the Premier League. Choutard we've brought in as well from Montpellier, £35 million as you can see. Once again, played absolutely fantastic in Montpellier in the French league, when he was there. £35 million for him coming in as well. Samu, who we've brought in from Mallorca as well, £21.5 million rotation sort of CDM. Solid stats if you're looking across the board for him as well. So hopefully he can add something to the pitch. A cheap one that I've seen come up, Morgan Gibbs-White, £18.5 million from Nottingham Forest. I seen this one come up and I just thought I just had to go at it. We couldn't really hold back on that. The fact that it was £18.5 million, it was a no-brainer really, as you can see as well. He's played really well in these first 2 games that he's played for us as well, coming off the bench. Played a lot of games for Nottingham Forest while he was there. Not really shined for them, so hopefully he can shine in our team when he's coming on off the bench. Obviously the wonder kid, Rooney Bargy, he's came in as well. Spent 16.25 million on him. Hit a release clause as well after he had a fantastic season for Copenhagen last year. So hopefully he can bring some of that form over to us. The next one, Ahmed Diallo. We've brought him in from Manchester United. As you know, in real life, he's been absolutely fantastic. So hopefully he can prove to be really well coming off the bench as well, and have a bit more of a rotation with Rudy Bargy as well. £3.8 million, as you can see, really cheap to bring someone in for such a rotation as well. Director of Football's done some of his transfers, and then we brought in some free transfers, which was really nice to have. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his name, unfortunately, because I will butcher it. As you can see, this young 24-year-old Greek winger was released from PAOK had a really good season last year, and he's come to us on a free transfer. Stats look absolutely insane. So we'll see how he develops over the season. Hopefully he can help really push us that next level as well. Antonio was another one we brought in, obviously ex-Man United player. Obviously back in the day, £82 million they paid for him. He's came in on a free transfer. I just thought, why not free transfer, bring him in, and hopefully we can develop him into the team. Kevin Danzo, as you can see, had an absolutely fantastic season at Lens when he was there. Obviously playing against the likes of the PSG and things like that, and some of the other bigger French clubs like Lyon, etc. He's played against them, and we've managed to snap him up with a free transfer. So look at his stats. Looks really well rounded to be a centre back at this level as well. Obviously, director of football coming in, and then we went and brought a loan signing in. Gellart, I think it's pronounced. He's come in on loan from Chelsea. We are going to be paying Chelsea a loan fee of 7.75 million. There is also an optional fee of 35 million in on his contract as well if we do decide to keep him here permanently at the end of this loan deal. I just needed a bit more strength in the right back position. But as you can see, if we're going to this tactic right now, we're keeping it all the same. And if I was to pick the team from best 11, this is how it would look. So Matthias, the new young Greek lad playing behind Matthias there. Delap would go on the right hand side. Vega, Luis, Tutard, Walker Peters, Micah, and the Senegal centre back, yeah? Yeah, it is. Senegal centre back playing there as well. Gellart, and obviously our goalkeeper currently. Obviously, Held's come back from his loan. Anthony Robertson on the bench. Samu, Diallo, Clark, Hutchinson, Rudy Barge. We've just got plenty of squad depth now, which is really good to go into the season. This year we managed to get a full squad of 24 players, which is really, really good. Very excited for the season ahead, as you can see. The one good thing is that obviously we won the Europa League last year. We managed to win the Super Cup. So yeah, we managed to beat Bayern Munich 4-1 in the Super Cup because Matthias had an absolutely outstanding game. He got a hat-trick. He got a hat-trick in that game. As you can see in the Liverpool game, Liam Delap, him and Matthias seem to be getting rotated around that striker spot. So Liam Delap went and got a hat-trick at striker in the game against Liverpool. Shame we lost against Arsenal, but we did play it really well. I mean, looking at the stats, Arsenal did deserve to win the game, but we really took it to them. The Arsenal team looking really strong as well, with Florian Wirtz in there as well. So yeah, very, very strong start of the season. The one thing I do want to show you is this move. This move was the biggest move of the window. For some reason, I can't seem to spell Chelsea. So we've got Chelsea. Chelsea managed to sell one of their players. As you can see, Casiero, a player that we were going to attempt to go in for. I did look at him a few times. He was transfer listed last season. They wanted £89 million, if I do remember off the top of my head. They managed to sell him this year for a total of 218 million. That is absolutely insane. 100 million, well 110 million they paid for him from Brighton, but 218 million to go to PSG. I mean, fantastic player, absolutely outstanding by the stats, but wow, absolutely insane. Finances wise, as you can see, it really took a hit on the board with how much we've spent, but hopefully all is good and it comes back with a reward at the end of it. Because this year I would really like to fight for Champions League again, and maybe even challenge for the title. I know it's a big ask, but we shall see how we get on. Champions League league stage has been drawn as well. So we've got the likes of Club Brugge, Real Sociedad, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Crystal Palace, PSV, Bayern Munich, and Dortmund. Bayern Munich and Dortmund, strange getting them both together, but it's nice to see. Really tough fixtures, I must say, for our first time in the Champions League. Hopefully it doesn't affect us as much as it did when we had the Europa League last year to do. Hopefully the Champions League can be a little bit more leeway with what we've got to deal with. But we'll see how we get on. we'll fast forward and get this simulated to the end of the season. Don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get to the end of the season. Okay, so the season has been simulated. As you can see, we're finished in a solid third place in the Premier League. We're only 6 points behind Manchester City, who are at the top of the table, and we're literally just come behind Arsenal, who is in second on goal difference. That is a fantastic season, a really, really good season. As you can see, we've won nothing in regards to the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup this year. Got beaten in the quarterfinals from Crystal Palace. Got knocked out by Liverpool in the semi-finals, who I'm guessing went on to win it. No, Man City went on to win it. And then in the Carabao Cup, who went on to win that? Arsenal went on to win the Carabao Cup as well. Champions League wise, as you can see, we got knocked out in the Champions League semi-final, which was a big shame. I mean, we come up against Barcelona, we drew away from home, but we sort of threw it away. We drew against them, which was the hard part, away from home, and then at home, we just didn't get going. I mean, no shots on target, like really. Um, Something obviously that we've all seen. Lamine Yamal, sorry, absolutely fantastic in this football manager, and he really is shaping up to be fantastic for Barcelona as well. Overall, throughout the season, as you can see, the results don't lie. We start off really well. Bayern Munich, we've seen it when we left. Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Brighton. Then we went on. Huddersfield 5-2. West Ham 2-2. Brentford we lost 3-1 against. I mean, some of the big games we could pick out here though. Tottenham beating them 1-0 away from home. Beating them again 3-1 away from home. Beating Atletico Madrid 2-1 away from home. Shame we're losing against Manchester United there. Um, as you can see, there were a lot of good results, but even like Crystal Palace, I mean, we're beating them here in the league and the Champions League, and then we come against them again in the cup and then lose 3-0. We need to turn these 3-0 defeats by like smaller teams than us to wins or even a draw because it's just not looking good for that reason. Like the likes of Bournemouth, we shouldn't be losing 2-0 at home against Bournemouth. I mean, look at the team. The team's fantastic. Like, why are we losing to Bournemouth by that amount? Unbelievable. Um, Manchester City away from home. I mean, you can't really expect to go in and absolutely destroy City. As you can see, City really turned on. Um, in this game. They really turned themselves on in this game and just played outstanding. As you can see, they've got some fantastic players. One player I will mention though, Max Aarons. This was a player we tried to go for in the summer. 26 games he played for Manchester City. I can't believe he did. He turned us down. Fantastic player all round. Um, and then just our team really just didn't get going against Manchester City. As you can see, we've got a few shots away, but we're lucky to just only get beat the 2-1. Very obviously boring second half to get the one goal towards the end of the game. Um, but yeah, these little losses against some teams like even Wolves there, we're losing 2-1 against Wolves at home. But home form is a bit worrying compared with away form. Um, Even a 4-1 against Villa, like I mean, we really did give them a good game, but to get beat 4-1 just shows you Villa was such a better team on the day, like so much better on the day. Um, there's just some decisions I would question. Like for instance, where is the rest of my players? Because we've currently got a centre back here who's playing at CDM. So that would be questions to be asked if I'm honest. Harry Clark shouldn't even have been playing by the looks of it after I don't know the first half. Not really doing a good game at all. Kyle Walker-Peters I would have been my choice to bring in for Harry Clark. But as you can see, we went on a massive run in February, March, and then in April we dropped off again, losing against Crystal Palace, another home game. Like, just really sat back, invited the pressure by the looks of it. I mean, look at the stats. Crystal Palace getting a lot more shots away compared to us, and as you can see, the team's pretty much the top standard team that I would expect us to go out with. So to then get beat is very strange. It is very, very strange. But yeah, um, Bayern Munich beating them away from home to then draw against Bournemouth. I just don't. What happened in this game? Like, yeah, it's a very, very evenly matched game, back and forwards. Very boring second half, though, if you were at the game. Very boring second half. All the goals were in the first half. But, yeah, just very boring, boring match. Um, Bayern Munich were drew against them at home in the Champions League, but then they let us go through. Getting beat 1-0 off Liverpool. As you can see, just not getting shots on target. It's just the other issue again. Just not getting them shots on target. Beating Leeds, Southampton were beat, and then just the Barcelona games. I mean, look at the stats. Barcelona deserved to beat us in the first leg. Really did deserve to beat us in the first leg, as you can see. Stats really looking well in Barcelona's favour, if I do say so. And then we went up and beat Chelsea 4-1 away from home, which is just crazy. But yeah, stats don't lie. I mean, in the home leg, we did a lot better than the away leg, but obviously on the day, Barcelona a better team. Manchester City though, come up against them at home again though, 4-1. I mean, it is Manchester City, but still 4-1 at home. I mean, we really give them a good game as well. It's just the shots. Putting them shots in the back of the net was just not something we did and not something we capitalised on in key elements of the match. So yeah, there's something we're gonna have to look at next season. I mean, do we look to sign a striker? I know we thought we were going to focus on that in the summer of this season, but unfortunately, it didn't make sense for us to reinvest in the summer. I was trusting the likes of Liam Delap and Matthias to really get the goals away. I mean, even looking at the overall finishing third in the Premier League is absolutely fantastic for this Ipswich Town. We would really like to get a Premier League title. If I look down and go to the squad itself, we're gonna have a look at the overview now. Um, sorry, we'll go from based on form. Diallo probably irrelevant as he just didn't play any games, so he is a player that we're gonna probably loan out. The centre back we brought in, Micah, played good. Really was worth the money in the end, I would say. The goalkeeper playing really well compared to the previous season, so he's really shaped up. Kyle Walker-Peters, he's played really well since coming in. Um, Probably like to see he probably go next season because he's 31 now. He's getting on in age. He's probably but he's just unhappy because he wants a new deal. But a lot of game time for him. Um, Louise, playing really well at CDM. The Greek lad that we brought in played a lot of games, got a few assists, few goals. Nothing amazing, nothing too outstanding either. Um, Hutchinson, I mean, Hutchinson's been around the team for a while now, and as you can see, he just keeps having good season, off season, good season, off season. We'll see what happens in the next one. Hopefully that's his good season. Danso, I mean, 19 games, that's all he's got. I'm guessing he's not happy because of the game time yet. But 19 games to say the least. The little young Ukrainian that we brought in just hasn't featured at all. I mean, hasn't even got a sniff inside the team, so he's going to want to leave next year. But obviously, with two key players as the strikers, 13 goals coming from Matthias, yeah, compared to his last season where he got 14 and 4, so very similar records, to say the least. Other than the fact he got 7 man of the matches last year compared to the 1 he got this year. So we'll just have to see what happens with him. We did have interest in him in the summer. We've got interest in him again from Everton this year, so we'll see what happens there. Held there's a few people sniffing around him because obviously he's not getting the game time. Antonio Robertson, he wants to start more games. And then we've got the other players down here. How did Samu get on? Did he play a lot of games? Played 18 games overall. Gabriel Vega, obviously he was fantastic in the clinical point last season. Once again, this season he's really starting to gel inside this team. 13 goals and 9 assists from that centre midfield spot is really good. So hopefully we can see the goals starting to turn a bit more next season as well. Antonio, I'm guessing, just didn't really feature. Yeah, eight games when he came in. So bit of a shame. I would like to have seen him feature a little bit more, but Obviously, it wasn't meant to be. Troutard, fantastic. 7 assists, 3 goals. That CDM position. Brought his form into the Premier League from League One. Rudy Barge, who we brought in as well in the summer, played really well, but would like to see more assists from him, if I'm honest. Morgan Gibbs-White, getting a lot of game time, but once again, not a lot of assists from that shadow striker role. Liam Delap. So this year, he sort of had a better season on paper. 13 goals, 5 assists, 4 player of the matches, average rating of 7.01. Similar, but not close enough to the season he had in the 24-25 season. As you can see, he had a fantastic year then. But we've seen we just need some more goals from somebody. So we're definitely going to have to look at what our striker situation's like in the summer. We need to see who's going to be interested in our 2 strikers, and maybe let one of them go. We're not sure who it'll be yet, and we'll find out in the summer. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget, leave a like rating, subscribe on the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next episode, which is part 5, season 5 of the Ipswich Town rebuild. Thanks for now, and see you later.